I'll show like how you can develop your the application by writing the menu now. So there are several examples which I developed, but I thought like to show the some example which previously I developed, but now I'll show like directly writing the menu here. So how do you write a menu here? For that, you can just say the menu as a just a variable now. Let me clear the screen now by simply okay. So how to write a menu? Simply say menu equal to triple quote string now, and just imagine you like to call the bank info now. So how to call the bank info? So I'll just say the if you say the one, you are going to say bank info now, bank information. Okay. If you say the two, you can say I want customer info, customer information. And like that, you like to do something other, like let's say you would like to have a you like to add some data into it, or let's say you want to create the current account, saving account, or something else. You like to exit. I'm just adding the three menu here. Let's say exit. You can say three. So just adding the a small code piece of code so that you can also try it out. Now this menu I will call it in the menu driven program here. So how to write now, how to call this and where to call it. So here I'm writing the condition now, while true. In this case, just try to access this particular bank data now. So let us create an object also. The object is something which we already have. Let me take the example which we already just now we wrote it, right? I will use the same example which we wrote it now. That is related to the bank here. We have this, but I'll just combine everything now together. So let us have the first code which we wrote it as this one. This entire thing I'll develop as an application now. So this one, the entire code, I'll just combine together and make it as an application. So this will become our the complete you can maybe you can say a sub application itself. And here I'm going to add the customer also now. Customer is already there, so I already wrote it previously. So where is the customer now? Customer is wrote here, bank customer, right? This is what we wrote it. So this I will continue here, and let me write this. Okay, sorry, by mistake. Okay, so now here there is a one more method was written previously prior to this. This was there, right? This one, bank customer. So let us have this all the code together now. So you have bank customer and you have bank app now. Both the things are there. Now here we will try to, okay, this is executable. I just copy pasted, and I will save this as a bank application now. So this I will be saving also, and this is running, right? So let me now save this as a model. This I will save as a model now. Percentage write file and say this is a like a okay, write file, and just give the name of the application or the module here as a bank app mod.py. So I can write whatever the name I want right now. So I'm just saying bank app mod.py now. So this mod.py will become the model, and we are going to now just save this. So this is like writing the bank model. Now try to import it. Import this bank app mode. What happened? Yes, it's executing now, right? So when now this particular code has become the model, but I don't want this particular code to execute while I import. So what should I do now? I should write certain condition now. So here I'm writing the condition. If double underscore name is equal to double underscore main. So what is this main now, and what is this name now? Name is a variable which is a built-in variable, and main is a program. Your model become program itself. So that's what even I wrote it here also. Name is equal to logical equal to main here. So this is like I'm writing that this particular code should be executed only with the condition. So now here I'm just writing this condition, right? And what happened after that? I'm just overriding this program and importing now. So this time you can see this bank app mode is not executed after importing. But what you can see, what this bank app model include now, you can check it by dir bank app mode. This include all the attributes which we already declared in this particular model now. This model include bank app and the bank customer also. So it has a two classes. Bank app is one of the class, which is we know like it's a super class right now or parent class, and bank customer is a child class. And there are some other attribute also available now. Now along with this, what I'm doing now, can we write one menu also? So here I'm writing the menu. So this is just like a calling the certain attribute here. So can we do that part? Can we write some if condition here? Like if there's a something like input is something like maybe 1, then what it should do? What if input is 2, what it should do? All this can be done with the help of menu program. I hope this is clear to you. All of you are getting how I'm done now? And also check the help of your model now. Check the help of your models. This bank mode, just check the help here. See what happened. You can see all the thing whatever you declare. And you can see MRO, that is method resolution order. So MRO is having the bank customer as a what? As a the class which is there, which is called the subclass. Subclass of what? Subclass of bank application, and bank application is a subclass of object. So let me know whichever the class you write here, all these class are what? They are inherited from the super parent class, or you can say super class, and that is a object class itself. And that's why you have some other attribute also, that is like a double underscore in the DICT, double underscore weak reference. All these are already there. They are already defined. And that's why in the Python case, even the class is considered as an object. I hope it is clear how it is working now and how the document is created. Now, next thing is go ahead with some writing some menu also. So how do you write a menu here? You can write a menu by simply writing the triple quote string. Just now I wrote it now, and write a if-elif statement. So how I write a if-elif statement? If so for that we have to say like there's an input statement. So let us say there is a OP is equal to int of input, and just say enter. Enter, let's say your choice. Your choice. So what will happen in this case? If you just say OP equal to enter choice and just try to give the choice here and print here also. Right now I'm just printing it. What will happen in this case? It is expecting that you enter some integer value, I say 1, then it is going to print it now. Now can we use this variable for writing the condition? If OP logical equal to, let's say 1, then what it should happen? It should print which one? There is a something I already wrote the menu now. Let me call that here, right? Just putting this part before I write a while and all. I'm just writing the simple one first, and then we can go ahead with writing the while loop also. So this is what the menu we wrote it, simple one. And now here I'm saying print what? The bank information. So this is the one way, and then you can say the break statement, that's your choice now. Elif is for what? Writing another condition. If the first condition false, then let's say OP is logical equal to 2. Then what should we write now? Customer information. Print customer information. And you can have the customer method also, you can call it then, and then break again. Now third thing is, let's say there is a exit, that's, let's say there's no like that, you can write many more elif statement. If not, then else part, you can say print, you can say enter some other choice maybe, or you can, if you want to exit, you can say elif again, and then lastly you can say else part. Okay, let me write one more elif. Let's say OP is something like for let's say 3 here. Yeah, we have given the choice here 3. Then thanks for visiting. This is something like you are saying to the customer, and then you are saying the break here, and lastly else part. Else part will say the default choice, and you say that enter above choice only. I wanted to show you like how you can write a menu-driven program, and it's very much clear from this now. Here you can think about putting the while loop now. Everything I'm putting in the while loop now, because break is declared only for the while, not for the if. So I'm just putting the while loop here, and again, like it is like your choice based on your requirement, you can put the break here. So everything should be indented now. Enter about choice only. Or you can mention also like which choice, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, right? And then again I'm putting the break here. Let us test this code, like, you know, how does it work, and then you can try to execute this script by calling the object also. So this is, I'm making it separately. Now by default, you know, it has come because we did not even given the choice here, so we have to take the choice, right? From where we have to take it? From this code, right? Enter your choice. From where you have to say enter your choice now? Here, right? So you are going to say enter your choice. From where you are going to enter the choice, you are going to print it also. So print menu, which we just wrote it now. From there you are going to enter the choice. Let us now execute one more time. See what happened. It is saying that bank information, customer information, and exit. If we say 1, it is going to say bank information. Now I just you know, want to remove this break. What happened? It will continue. If I want to go for the next choice also, let me put it as a continue. If I don't use a break, it is going to be continue now. So here also I'll continue. See what happened now. Now I'm seeing the 1. It's going for the bank information. Then it's saying you enter the second choice, right? And the third is to exit. This is the way you can write your menu-driven program. Now what is you can do it? You can try to call that method also, which we already written for the bank information, and just try to complete this particular bank application. So this is what the assignment for all of you guys, that write the you know, combine this entire, you know, code, whatever I wrote as a menu code, plus this particular code which I written out, and develop your application. Now you can call your, you know, this, what you can say, the customer info or bank info by this method. Now this is what the way you can develop your own application as a menu-driven application. I hope you guys must have understood like how to write your menu in the case of Python, because we don't use a switch and case statement here. We are using only if and elif block only, and you can have multiple elif block. And here you can now call the whichever the method you want to call, whether like the bank information. So you can call the specific you know, object or the method, and you can get the bank info here. Okay, so now here I'm going to, because now we have some short of time. So here I'm going to just tell you like whatever we have done as a in our workshop today. So today we try to cover the detail about object-oriented programming with a hands-on session. The objective was to give the hands-on session and understand how you can develop the bank application using the object-oriented programming. And I hope you must have understood the concept part with hands-on now. Yes, theory is there. You can watch my other video, the previous video. I have already covered some theory part of the even object-oriented programming, as well as file handling and exception handling. I will request to all of you to go to my previous video where I already shown like how to even write a file handling, exception handling. But those guys who like to know quickly about the file handling, I can just show you the small demo for that. And that is like, like for example, exception handling and file handling. Okay, file handling, one example here where I'll be telling like how to create a file and how to access the file now. I will use a with block here, with file, with open. You can just write a file name here. Let's say maybe the bank example, or you can say bank file.txt, and you can give the permission right here as let's say F, and then I will just try to write some data into it. So how to write it then? F dot write. So here I'm going to write some data. This is a bank file. Now let me tell you, with this statement, I have opened the file and I read in the write mode, and also try to write something into the file itself. That is the bank file.txt which I'm creating. Now I can read the data also by just and closing automatically because I'm using the with block now. So here I can do what? I can just simply, there's something missing, I guess. Anyhow, so that I can check it. Here I'll just remove this now and try to read this file now. So how to read this? For that I'll just say print f dot read, and let us test it now. What happened? Yeah. Okay, so let us test it. You can see whatever the data which I have added in the file, I'm able to read also. So this is the way you can continue writing the file handling program with a various permission. Like I use a with block here. This way you can. It's very simple. File handling is very simple in the Python case, as well as the exception handling is very simple in the Python case. For exception handling, you need to use a try block. You just need to say like something whichever you're expecting, like int. Let's say you have some data, and you are trying something like a int of input, enter some data, and here you're trying something like print data. Okay, I'll do what here. These are chances like you may give some other data like other than integer, you may give some string data. Then you can handle the exception by except block here, and you can say except, and you may use the superclass or give the exception name like value error, and you can also write as some what are the error you would like to write it, and print your value error, enter, or you can just say here your own thing like enter integer data only, So in the other languages, like you write a try, there you write a catch, here you write an except block for handling the exception here. And then in case there is no exception, you can write an else block also, and you can print the data here. Then your data is %s, and print you can say what is the data it is. So let us try it. Let us try something like hello, and say that enter integer data only. If you want to print what exactly exception is, you can say comma e here. In case you want to run with multiple times, you can put the while block here. So this is a quick detail about this. Otherwise, I will request you to go to my previous workshop, and there you will see all these details already there with how to write a file handling, exception handling, and then you'll have more understanding. This is just to give a demo for it. So now I'm saying the hello. It says that enter integer data only. But if I see the numeric value, it is going to accept now. So this is what the way you can handle the exception. Guys, I try to cover maximum thing in a short duration. you must have seen, like I try to cover the complete bank application also, and try to give the more hands-on today in this particular session.